Why should every man have a fight once in their life? My personal opinion. First off, personal growth. You're going to discover your inner strength. And by that, people often put limits on their capabilities. And I find when you go into the realm of combat, you discover strength that you never thought you ever would have. And that is only done when you are put into an uncomfortable situation and you have to shine through it and you have to dig deep and you have to go to those dark places, and that is where you find the inner strength that you never knew that you were going to have. And that happens when you have a fight. You might be getting hit, you might be getting hurt, and maybe the old you wants to give up. But in those situations, that is where you're going to have to dig deep, and when you dig deep, you find your inner strength. And I've done that through fights where I've been getting beaten up. They are technically better than me, and they're beating me up. And that is a stage where I could have quit. I could have quit and I could have given up, and no one would have battered an eyelid because I was getting absolutely beaten up. But this is where you find your inner strength. You dig deep and you throw down. And after the fight, that is where you realise you have the capabilities. You just never thought you had them. And that is only done through digging deep and going through adversity and overcoming it. And that happens quite a lot in fights. So that is a big stage of personal growth. And it makes you able to attack challenges, not only within the combat realm, but in life as well. Because you know that you can dig deep into those situations and get past that adversity. And that's what helps build the resilience. Building the resilience for sticking to training every single day. Building resilience for being in the fight as well. And it all links in with facing fear. I'm not going to say that this is a thing that people will avoid, because everyone likes to avoid fear. But the thing is, when you put yourself into these situations of being fearful, you're then going to improve your confidence. And that is the main thing. Every time I go into a fight, I'm scared. I'm not scared where I shy away from it. I still have nerves to this day. But the thing I found that is the difference between my first fight and my last fight, or my last fight I've had, is I can control those nerves and I can channel them into the fight. Whereas maybe in the first few fights, I might freeze up a little bit. I might forget some things I've been working in the training room. And by facing fear time and time again, that improves my confidence. But like I said, this is not only in the combat realm, but outside in life as well. Once I've had a fight and I've won, I'm on top of the world. I'll speak to that random girl that I probably wouldn't have done if I hadn't won the fight. I'd go speak to that randomer in the shop or in the cafe and ask about his business if I overheard something. Whereas if I didn't fight, or if I hadn't fought, I probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be as outgoing, because fighting has improved my confidence, because I walk differently, I talk differently, and I'll even eat differently. Everything I do is different now just because I fight. If I didn't fight, I would not have the confidence I do now. As well as that, it will improve your discipline and your focus. A structured training regimen or schedule that you have to stick to. If you have a fight, you know if you don't train, the other person on the other side of the cage is going to beat your head in. And because of that, you're going to create a training program that you're going to stick to. This could be twice a week, this could be 3 times a week, it could be 14 times a week. It is totally dependent on the person, but it will give you a goal. And the main thing, it gives you a purpose. For me, when I get a fight, I've got 8 weeks of purpose. And that's what I think many people struggle with, is having a purpose to strive towards. When I have a purpose, I am driven, I am focused. I don't like the word motivated, but I'm constantly motivated. But that sticks to the word of discipline. I stay disciplined without that 8-week or that 12-week camp. When I don't have a fight, I don't have much as a drive as I do when I've got a fight coming up, because my purpose isn't as clear. And for people that struggle finding a purpose, this is a great thing to channel your energy into something for let's say 6 months if you've never trained at all in your life. You have 6 months, you have a purpose that you want to fight at the end of it. And everything is focused towards that. And it makes these transferable skills. Everything that you do here is transferable into real life situations. If you can see the discipline you get from having a purpose after you've had your first fight, if you just want one, just to get the experience, you're then going to find a purpose and a goal that you can drive towards in outside life, in business, in relationships, just because you've experienced it within the fighting realm. And this one, I think, is maybe one of the most important ones. It makes you capable. And I believe everyone should know how to learn to defend themselves. Because if I was in the street and I came to start on Lewis here, and let's imagine he had a kid. He had a baby boy, 2 years old, and I'm a weirdo and I've just smacked him, but he don't know how to defend himself. He's now left his 2-year-old kid by himself with a stranger danger, and who knows what could happen. So I think every man should learn how to defend themselves so they are capable of defending their family. Not only their family, themselves, but obviously their family comes first. If you go out in the street and your wife or your bird has got bigger balls than you, something's got to be done, because you can't get your bird to stick up for you when a fist fight happens. So that's why Lewis is laughing, because he knows his bird will do him in a fight.
You're right, mate. Don't mess with her.
But you want to be capable if it came down to it. That is why I started training. I wanted to know how to defend myself if I ever got started on. And I went in with that focus, but then my focus, my goals, my purpose changed as I wanted to become a professional fighter. But if you cannot protect your family, if harm comes to your way, you've got some thinking to do about yourself, because I would be disappointed and ashamed of myself if, when I have a family of kids and a wife, I couldn't protect themselves. I know I don't have that, a kid and a wife yet, but I know if anyone started on my family, my brothers, my mum, my dad, if I was in the situation, they wouldn't get hurt, because I know I can stick up for myself and for them. But if I didn't know how to fight, who am I going to stand behind? I'm not going to stand behind my sister, am I? So I need to know how to fight. And lastly, you should have a fight because it's primal. It's absolutely primal. There's nothing better than knowing you can beat, even though it sounds weird, beat someone up. Because in the olden days, that's how you fed yourself. You'd have a fight and the winner gets to feed himself. And little wars and stuff. But once you get out of a fight, win or lose, you know you've been in a primal situation, and it can't really get any more alpha than that. Even when you do lose, you learn a lot of things about yourself. A lot of things that you probably would not have learned if you didn't get into the ring, into the cage, and do it that way. And this video, I don't mean you should have a fight on the street, have a straightener on the street. What I do mean is having it in a good environment, a proper situation, either in the ring, in the cage. That could be boxing, it could be Muay Thai, it could be MMA, it could be... I don't count wrestling and jiu-jitsu as a proper fight, but you could do them to help you get used to the unknown element that you're fighting, or you're competing against a randomer, and then you can go into somewhere that you can have a fist fight. Ideally, MMA, because that is everything, but the first stage you could do is a kickboxing fight, and that will help you get all these transferable skills of personal growth, discipline and focus, and then it'll allow you to be capable. But all of that will improve your confidence. See this bit here, the confidence bit. That will improve it in everything. If you know how to fight, guaranteed, you're more confident. So if you have not done anything, you do 6 months of training, you have a fight at the end of it, win or lose, it doesn't matter. As long as you got in there, you faced your fears, you built that resilience, you found that inner strength, you're going to be more confident. But not just in fighting. When you go into the business realm or you're at work, you're going to be closing those deals a lot more because you're confident in yourself. And then you can become that primal individual, That's my opinions of why everyone should, or not everyone, every man should have a fight at least once in their life, at least once. And I don't mean the street. Get it organised. Even do those white collar fights with the boxing. They're brilliant because you're going against someone that has done exactly the same. They do 8 weeks training and they have a fight at the end of it, and that's a great way to have a little taster at seeing what it's like. And you'll find out you're not made of glass, and you can take a punch and you're not going to cry if someone punches you in the face. And that's today's video. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!